Tens of thousands of NATO troops converged on northern Norway for exercise Cold Response, conducting high-intensity training in demanding Arctic conditions. These harsh conditions tested both personnel and equipment to their absolute limits, featuring punishing sub-zero temperatures, deep snowdrifts, and sudden whiteout storms. Participating countries included Belgium, Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, the Netherlands, Norway, Sweden, the United Kingdom, and the United States, among others. Notably, the 2026 iteration highlighted the seamless integration of Finland and Sweden as fully cemented NATO allies, solidifying a highly unified Nordic defense posture. The Norwegian-led exercise brought together forces from across multiple domains, including cyber and space, in a complex operational environment, with activities ranging from large-scale maneuvers and live-fire training to amphibious operations and air missions. Space-based assets were heavily utilized to maintain secure communications and navigation in high latitudes, where traditional signals frequently degrade, while defensive cyber operators worked continuously to protect critical tactical networks from simulated adversarial disruption. The exercise focused on improving interoperability and readiness across the alliance, ensuring forces can operate together effectively in extreme cold and remote environments. The vast, unforgiving terrain of the High North required specialized logistical planning, forcing Allied units to master cross-border mobility, specialized winter survival skills, and the complicated maintenance of heavy machinery in freezing temperatures. Cold Response demonstrates NATO's ability to defend Allied territory and maintain a credible deterrent in the High North, reinforcing stability and security across the region. As the Arctic becomes increasingly accessible and strategically contested, securing vital sea lines of communication and demonstrating rapid reinforcement capabilities is more crucial than ever. Exercise Cold Response 2026 took place throughout March. Planning for this massive deployment began months in advance, involving close coordination with civilian authorities under Norway's total defense concept to ensure local infrastructure could safely handle the massive influx of international military traffic. Footage includes Norwegian mechanized infantry disembarking from CV-90 combat vehicles and maneuvering in the Norwegian landscape, U.S. Marines establishing a field position, and Spanish soldiers operating at a command post. Additional visual records captured British Royal Marines executing amphibious beach landings from offshore assault ships, cutting through icy fjords in rigid-hulled inflatable boats. Above the ground forces, Allied air power was showcased through joint sorties featuring fifth-generation F-35 fighter jets from participating nations coordinating close air support. Further footage highlighted the critical role of combat support elements, showing French mountain troops practicing complex avalanche rescues and cold weather medical evacuations, alongside German logistics units expertly navigating treacherous ice-covered supply routes with heavy transport trucks. Beyond the heavy armor and high-tech sensors, exercise Cold Response remains a fundamentally human endeavor, defined by the grit of individual service members. For many troops arriving from warmer climates, the Arctic is a shock to the system that requires a complete recalibration of daily life. Survival becomes as much a part of the mission as tactical maneuvers. Soldiers must learn the art of the freeze, which includes everything from preventing frostbite during long watches to the tedious process of thawing out frozen rations over portable stoves. This shared embrace of the suck fosters a unique brand of camaraderie that transcends language barriers. A Dutch engineer and a Norwegian scout might not speak the same native tongue, but they share the same shivering experience while digging a trench in permafrost, building the kind of trust that only develops in the world's most unforgiving classrooms. Moving an army is difficult, Moving a multinational coalition through narrow, ice-slicked mountain passes is a logistical feat of Herculean proportions. The 2026 exercise served as a massive stress test for Norway's civilian infrastructure, requiring seamless coordination between military police and local transport authorities to keep supply lines open. Under the total defense framework, local communities played an essential role, often seeing convoys of Leopard tanks and HEMT supply trucks rolling past their front doors. This interaction highlights the reality of modern defense. It is not just about the front line, but about the resilience of the entire society. Engineers worked around the clock to maintain temporary bridges and ensure that the sheer weight of Allied machinery didn't collapse vital transit routes, proving that the ability to sustain a force is just as critical as the ability to deploy one. As the final phases of Cold Response 2026 concluded, the strategic message left behind was as clear as the Arctic air. This wasn't merely a series of drills, it was a physical manifestation of the alliance's updated northern flank strategy. In an era where the High North is seeing increased commercial and military interest, NATO's presence serves as a stabilizing anchor. The sight of multinational flags flying together against a backdrop of jagged peaks sends a powerful signal of deterrence through presence. By the time the last ships cleared the fjords in late March, the personnel heading home carried more than just tactical lessons. They took with them the certainty that the alliance is capable of projecting power into any corner of the globe, no matter how cold or remote the terrain may be.
So this exercise is taking elements of the regional plan Northwest, NATO's plans to defend this region. So we're taking elements of that and we're creating a realistic scenario for a joint exercise. So it's really mission rehearsal. So we have allies coming here to Norway every year to train here and to learn the basic skills of how to operate efficiently in the Arctic. We say that if you want to be able to operate here, you also need to train here. That goes for the personnel, but also for the equipment. So we're fortunate to be able to pass that knowledge on to close allies. And then in exercises like this, we stage a realistic scenario to train as a joint force in a realistic multi-domain scenario. In the High North, Russia has some of the largest military capabilities, has had so for many years. Given the security situation now, allies again focus on this region in order to protect the alliance and make sure that we have situational awareness throughout the year, and in exercises like this also to train how to defend this region.
So we arrived on about January 19th, so we're almost 60 days in. We were able to execute about 4 weeks of cold weather environmental training to get our Marines ready to come out and execute this exercise, followed by a few weeks of our own training for the tactics, techniques, and procedures that we normally use, but in this environment now. And then we had a couple days to prepare, and then we started the exercise out here in the mountains. Sure, the most important thing that the Marines are learning here is how to use their clothing and equipment properly for the temperature, the specific activity, and the duration of the activity as well. If it's minus 10 degrees Celsius, you use your clothing and equipment a little bit differently than you do when it's plus 2 Celsius. And knowing how to do that without having somebody over your shoulder telling you exactly what to do all the time is the way that we can operate the way that we should once we get out here on exercise. For the United States Marines that are operating here, the ability to do this with our allies is the most critical element of the exercise for us. Northern Norway and the NATO Center of Excellence and all of the Norwegians, as well as the British that spend a lot of time here, having their partnership within the alliance to train us how to operate in this environment up front, takes us from amateurs in the Arctic to experts pretty quickly, so we can be highly effective once we're employed here.